For decades, when we talk about the Philippines' allies in the military world, the conversation usually focuses on the United States. We discuss their long-standing partnership, their joint exercises, and the historical ties. At other times, the attention shifts to neighboring nations, perhaps those within the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. However, there is a surprising partnership that rarely receives the attention it deserves. This is a story about a tiny country in the Middle East that has emerged as a crucial strategic partner for the Philippines' defense and modernization goals. That country is Israel. Yes, the nation that is often defined by its complex geopolitical landscape and its sophisticated defense technology has become a silent but significant player in Southeast Asia. This partnership is not merely a formality. It is about state-of-the-art military hardware, shifting alliances, and a quiet revolution in the Philippines' defense capabilities. To understand why this alliance is so impactful, we must look at the unique circumstances of both nations. To understand how one country, known for being constantly mired in conflict, and another nation, facing critical modernization needs, came together for a defense miracle, you need to go back and understand their respective strategic imperatives. Israel's defense industry is one of the most advanced globally. For those who may not be aware, Israel has always been a nation intensely focused on military innovation. A land often mired in conflict, Israel had no choice but to be ahead in the arms race. This intense focus on security has led to the development of cutting-edge technology in air defense, cybersecurity, and advanced weaponry. The Philippines, on the other hand, faces a very different challenge. For a long time, the Philippines military has relied on outdated or repurposed equipment. The country armed forces modernization program has been a slow and challenging process. The Philippines, an archipelago nation, faces numerous security challenges, including internal conflicts, maritime disputes, and natural disasters. The need for a modern, capable military is paramount. When the Philippine government started searching for partners to help modernize its military, they sought more than just a supplier. They needed a partner that could provide advanced technology, reliable systems, and perhaps even a willingness to transfer some level of technology and knowledge. Israel, with its proven record of innovation and its position as a major global arms exporter, emerged as a strong contender. This partnership is a mutual benefit. The Philippines gains access to advanced hardware that drastically improves its defense capabilities. Israel gains a new, important foothold in the growing Southeast Asian market, diversifying its defense exports and strengthening its diplomatic ties outside of its immediate region. This is more than just a transaction, it is a strategic alignment. So what exactly are the Philippines and Israel exchanging in this partnership? The agreements are not just about shaking hands and signing papers. They are about acquiring state-of-the-art military hardware that changes the dynamics of the Philippine Armed Forces. We can categorize these acquisitions into three main areas: land, air, and sea. Firstly, let us talk about the land domain. For the longest time, the Philippine military has been using armored vehicles that were outdated or repurposed from other types of machinery. But now, the tables are turning. According to several reports, the Philippines Army will receive 30 new Israeli-made light tanks. These are manufactured by Elbit Systems' Land's Sabrah Ascod. This is a crucial acquisition, part of the Philippines' military modernization program. These tanks are not heavy, lumbering vehicles. They are light tanks, designed for versatility and speed. They are crucial for a military that needs to navigate diverse terrains, from urban environments to jungle landscapes. The acquisition of the Sabrah tanks represents a significant leap in the Philippine Army ground capabilities. It provides a level of firepower and protection that was previously lacking. This is not about building a massive tank force. It is about providing the military with the modern, agile tools it needs to address contemporary threats. The focus is on modernization and increasing effectiveness. But hold on, tanks are just the tip of the iceberg. Israel has also supplied the Philippines with the SPYDER air defense system. Now, air defense is crucial for any country, but for an archipelago like the Philippines, with its numerous islands and extensive coastline, it is even more vital. Protecting key installations and critical infrastructure from aerial threats is a primary security concern. The SPYDER system is a sophisticated piece of technology. According to reports, these SPYDER air defense systems are quote-unquote projected to defend the country's so-called center of gravity. These acquired equipment are a mobile air and missile defense system. They are designed to protect critical installations, land-based fixed assets, mobile platforms, and friendly forces from aerial threats. This includes threats such as combat aircraft, attack helicopters, unmanned aerial vehicles, rockets, and so on. The Philippines' decision to acquire this system, manufactured by Rafael Advanced Defense Systems, is a major strategic move. As of the end of 2022, the Philippines, along with Singapore, are the only two countries in Southeast Asia with such equipment. This places the Philippines at the forefront of regional air defense capabilities. To emphasize its importance, the Philippines has also stated that this aerial defense system contract is worth approximately 6.8 billion Philippine pesos. This significant investment highlights the priority placed on securing the country airspace. Now, there is more. Alongside tanks and air defense systems, Israel is helping the Philippines in the maritime domain. The Philippine Navy has often been the least modernized branch of the country military. The Philippines is a maritime nation, and securing its vast coastline and territorial waters is a fundamental defense requirement. But that is changing. A crucial development has been the partnership to boost the Philippines' shipbuilding capabilities. An article published has said that Israel has turned over a shipyard to the Philippines. This shipyard is not just for repair, it is about building new vessels. Through Israel Shipyards Limited, the Philippines Navy will be able to create their own warships. This is a monument feat, a move towards self-sufficiency in naval production. Specifically, the partnership is focused on the construction of the Shaldag Mark V fast attack interdictor craft missile. These vessels are fast, versatile, and armed with missile capabilities. They are essential for patrolling the vast archipelagic waters of the Philippines. Yet, this is not the only significant Navy-related news for the Philippines. There is also other important news out there. To just summarize what these are, Israel has helped supply the Philippines Navy with radar systems, electro-optics, and even Navy missile boats. These acquisitions enhance the Philippines' Navy detection, communication, and strike capabilities. Official reports state that the cost for 2 fast attack interdiction craft missiles is approximately 10 billion pesos. So, what do these hardware upgrades mean for the Philippines? For starters, they drastically improve the country's defense capabilities. But they also serve a broader strategic purpose. The enhanced capabilities allow the Philippines to safeguard its maritime interests more effectively, particularly in the West Philippine Sea, where territorial disputes remain sensitive. The improved military capabilities could offer the Philippines a stronger position in negotiations and potentially alter the dynamics in the region. It is not about showing off military might, it is about leveraging this newfound strength for diplomatic gains. With more advanced military hardware, the Philippines could better safeguard its interests and protect its sovereignty. This partnership is not a one-way street. Israel gains something valuable from this partnership as well. Israel defense industry is one of the most advanced globally, and tapping into the Philippine market gives them a firmer foothold in Southeast Asia. This is a critical strategic region. This cooperation extends beyond just buying and selling. Both countries are keen on technology transfer and joint training exercises, enhancing each military effectiveness. It is a give-and-take relationship that benefits both parties substantially, building deeper diplomatic and military ties. When the Philippines and Israel shake hands on defense deals, the world takes notice. This is because this is not just a partnership in a vacuum. It is happening in a world where alliances are shifting and old foes are reconsidering their stances. First off, this alliance changes the game for the Philippines' regional relations, particularly with China. The West Philippine Sea dispute has always been a contentious issue. The Philippines needs modern capabilities to defend its claims. By acquiring advanced systems from Israel, the Philippines diversifies its military sources and signals its commitment to strengthening its defense independent of traditional allies. But what does Israel gain strategically? Israel is a hotbed of geopolitical tensions. Israel often finds itself isolated due to its complex relationships with its neighbors. By branching out to nations like the Philippines, Israel diversifies its diplomatic and military ties. This diversification reduces Israel's dependence on traditional Western allies, particularly the United States. This could offer Israel some breathing room and additional options when navigating its complex geopolitical landscape. We should also consider the United States angle. The United States has been a long-standing ally of both Israel and the Philippines. So, how does it feel about this partnership? It is a mixed bag. On the one hand, stronger Philippine military capabilities, aided by Israel, can support American interests in maintaining a balance of power in the Asia-Pacific region. A more robust Philippine military is seen as a positive for regional stability. On the other hand, it could also raise concerns about the United States' role as the primary defense supplier to the Philippines. The Philippines' decision to diversify its sources of military hardware may be seen as a shift away from sole reliance on the United States. Lastly, let us not forget the impact on international arms trade. As the Philippines diversifies its sources for military hardware, other nations in the region may take note. This could open the door for Israel to establish further ties with other Southeast Asian nations, expanding its footprint in the global arms market. This alliance with the Philippines serves as a model for future defense cooperation in the region. When we pull back and look at the big picture, it becomes evident that the military cooperation between the Philippines and Israel has far-reaching implications. It is not just about tanks, ships, or missiles. It is about changing the rules of the game in regional and global geopolitics. While the military partnership between the Philippines and Israel is celebrated by some as a win-win situation, it is important to acknowledge that not everyone sees it this way. A relationship of this magnitude inevitably comes with its share of controversies and criticisms. One concern is obviously the economic angle. The Philippines is investing a hefty sum in these military deals. The SPYDER system alone cost 6.8 billion Philippine pesos. The naval deals were worth 10 billion pesos for just 2 ships. While the need for national defense is undeniable, questions arise about whether these funds could have been better utilized. The Philippines, like many other countries, faces challenges related to poverty, healthcare, and education. Is a multi-million-dollar tank or a sophisticated air defense system really what the country needs right now? Critics argue that these funds could be allocated to pressing social issues, directly impacting the lives of millions of Filipinos. Moreover, the transparency of these defense contracts also comes into question. Military deals often involve a great deal of secrecy, which can lead to suspicions of corruption or unfair practices. In a country where corruption is a lingering issue, the lack of complete transparency in such significant deals can fuel skepticism among the public. The secrecy surrounding these acquisitions can breed mistrust and lead to accusations of backdoor deals. Furthermore, there is an ethical dimension related to Israel's arms industry. Israel is often mired in conflict, and the sale of its military technology can be controversial. Some critics question the ethics of partnering with a nation whose military actions are constantly under global scrutiny. These moral concerns can complicate the diplomatic relationships and the public perception of the alliance. So while the military partnership between the Philippines and Israel offers many strategic advantages, it also presents ethical, economic, and transparency issues that are hard to ignore. These controversies are not just whispers in the corner. They are integral to the discourse surrounding this partnership and will likely shape its future. The evolving defense relationship between the Philippines and Israel shows promise, but like any partnership, it faces its own set of challenges and questions about the future. One of the main considerations here is the ever-changing geopolitical landscape. Both nations have complex relationships with neighboring countries and global superpowers. A shift in these relationships can significantly impact their alliance. For example, changes in the relationship between the United States and China, or between Israel and its Middle Eastern neighbors, could affect the strategic value and feasibility of this defense cooperation. We also need to consider the domestic implications of this alliance. Future Philippine administrations may have varying stances on defense priorities, alliances, and military spending. A new president could choose to reduce military spending or shift focus to other allies, leading to changes in the types of equipment purchased, the scale of investment, and even the terms of the partnership itself. Then, there is the issue of sustainability. Military technology is not a one-time investment. It requires ongoing maintenance, training, and potentially upgrades. The Philippines must consider the long-term financial burden of maintaining these sophisticated systems. Can the Philippines sustain this financially over the long run? And if not, what would that mean for the country's defense capabilities? A military that cannot maintain its new equipment is a military that is not effective. Finally, as both nations move towards cementing this partnership, the need for public discourse becomes vital. As we have seen, there are significant controversies and criticisms associated with these military deals. The role of public opinion in shaping and scrutinizing such strategic partnerships cannot be understated. For this alliance to be sustainable and beneficial for both parties, it needs the backing of their respective populations, achieved through transparency, dialogue, and education. In conclusion, the future of the Philippines-Israel military economy is an open book filled with both opportunities and uncertainties. How each country navigates the complex maze of geopolitics, ethics, and public opinion will determine the ultimate success or failure of this evolving partnership. It is a defense alliance that has emerged from a convergence of needs, and it holds the potential to redefine the strategic landscape of Southeast Asia.